our sister website, Informigrants, has also been looking into the tragedy. And Sonya Ciesnik from the Informigrants desk is with me in the studio now. Sonya, hi. Just tell us, first of all, why migrants are taking this route. This boat had come initially from Libya and was heading to Italy.
Hi, Nadia. Yeah, indeed. Departures to Italy from Libya are becoming more frequent from eastern Libya, and many of the migrants taking this route are Egyptian, Syrian, Bengali, and Pakistani, and they arrive from neighboring Egypt. Now, it's very risky for them to cross Libya, and so it's important to leave the country as soon as possible in order to avoid violence, arrest, detention, all of that. But there's other factors that explain this choice. There is less traffic along this route, and so there are fewer chances of being intercepted by the Libyan Coast Guard. Also, the boats that depart from eastern Libya rarely find themselves in situations of distress. They're bigger and they're more adapted to crossings that last several days, in contrast to the small boats which are taking off from the western coast of Libya.
Well, that said, I mean, this does appear to be a real tragedy that's unfolding at the moment. What do we know about the conditions on this particular boat?
So what we know, according to the spokesman of the Greek Coast Guard, the boat was 25 to 30 meters long, and we don't know exactly the number of migrants which were on board. We're talking about numbers between 750 and 400. Pictures of the boat have shown the outer deck full of people, and it's assumed that the interior was just as full. But so far, 104 people have been rescued, and there's fears that hundreds more are missing, based on testimony from survivors, and the fact also that no women and children were among them so far.
Yeah, a really tragic story, as you say, Sonya. And the European Union's border agency, Frontex, has come under quite a bit of criticism already in the aftermath of this. Explain to us why.
Sure. So Frontex is the European Border and Coast Guard Agency, and they flew over the zone on Tuesday night, and they didn't step in. And a lot of NGOs are asking why, how was it possible for Frontex to fly over the zone without intervening, without acting, because an overcrowded boat is naturally a boat which is going to sink. And besides Frontex, the entire European policy on migration is coming under fire. Because in 2017, the EU signed an agreement with Libya to intercept migrants trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea. And since then, 100,000 migrants were intercepted off the coast of Libya and sent back to the country. The agreement that was signed with the government of Libya was signed with the government which is controlling the western part of Libya, and so these operations are happening mostly in the western portion. It also should be mentioned that since 2017, Italy has set aside 32.6 million euros for international missions to support the Libyan Coast Guard, with 10.5 million allocated in 2021. And many NGOs are saying that this help comes at the expense of migrants and refugees' human rights, since almost everyone intercepted ends up in a Libyan detention center.